From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your afternoon update.
Ants Meats and Grocery is much more than a grocery store. We carry a full line of quality meats, local and organic vegetables, and a large variety of fish, Green Mountain Smart Control pellet grills, and a full deli case of sandwiches and side dishes.
Well, we're still looking at some pretty gusty winds out there in some areas here. This is the look at Lake Oroville. You can kind of see that ribbon there flapping in the wind here, but nothing terrible. We got a lot of cloud cover out there, not to mention the scattered showers that we are going to see here throughout the day in the valley, not to mention in the higher elevations. This is a look at Trinity Center, and we still have a lot of cloud cover out there, but there looks like there's enough breaks in the clouds. We're seeing some kind of sun that is peek through. But kind of the wet pavement there. It looks like the windsock there is blowing a little bit there, and the wind as well. Now we also take a look at the Lassen Park Visitor Center south entrance, and it looks like we have a lot of low clouds lingering around the area, and if they are seeing any precipitation up there, it is going to be in the form of snow. We got snow levels today somewhere around 4,500 feet or so. So we still have the gusty southeast winds here throughout the day today, but the strongest winds, they're behind us. But gusty winds in some cases here through the rest of the afternoon before they finally start to die down. Now it's going to be cool and unsettled today, meaning a mixture of some sun, some clouds, and a few scattered showers out there. I think the bulk of the rain today is going to be in Del Norte and Humboldt counties, is where most of the rain is right now. Now we're all going to be looking at flooding concerns here going into Tuesday morning, in particular for the northern Sacramento Valley. We're still seeing a lot of runoff. There is still some flooding concerns, especially at the Sacramento River at Tehama Bridge, where it actually has made its way to the flood stage. It has exceeded that, just a little bit minor flooding, but it is expected to drop below that here later on this afternoon and evening. And then we do expect, looking at the longer range going into the weekend, a drier and warmer pattern moving in. So we've got this area of low pressure right here, which is responsible for those gusty winds that we did see last night. But the rotation around that low is still helping to pump in a little bit of moisture, and on top of that, that cold and unstable air I was talking about. So we still have the flood watch through tomorrow morning for the areas in dark green. This right here, this bright green box, that is the flood warning for Sacramento River at Tehama Bridge, of course, which I just mentioned is just slightly above that flood stage here. And as I mentioned, should drop below that here later on this afternoon and evening. So still some runoff to contend with, and on top of the fact that we're still going to see some showers here throughout the day today. Could even see a few thunderstorms. That's the best chance in the areas in green here, especially in Glenn and Butte County, but we could see some activity here even northward into parts of Red Bluff and maybe even the Redding area as well. So we'll be on the lookout for that. As you can see, by noon, there's some of the showers, and then we take it through the afternoon. You're really seeing most of it off to the west, and that has pretty much been expected here, but we could still see some activity. But look at that, we may even see a bit of clearing here later on this afternoon and evening, and a few snow flurries around 3,500 to 4,500 feet. Now, as we take you into Tuesday morning, there still may be a few snow flurries off to the northwest, but otherwise fairly dry. Now, it looks like there's a little bit of activity trying to develop here east of the valley, so we can't rule out a stray shower or maybe even a thunderstorm, but you can see just widespread, not a lot of activity. Now, as we go into your Wednesday morning, it looks like we're going to see another disturbance coming in from the west. As we go into around the noon hour on Wednesday, now we're seeing the showers in the valley. Snow levels a little bit lower with this one, down to about 2,500 to 3,500 feet. So Hayfork and Weaverville not out of the question to see it at the very least a mix. But Mount Shasta City, I think you could be looking at some light snow, not to mention around Bernie, Susanville, and Shingletown as well. Susanville too. And then we go into your Wednesday around 10 p.m. Still looking at snow levels around 2,500 to 3,500 feet. Still a little bit of rain for the valley. There's that snow, especially off to the east, but kind of wrapping itself off to the west, although it looks like a little bit of activity there. Looks like as we go into Thursday, though, we'll be looking at drier conditions, a very good possibility. But still, looking at an unsettled pattern here, at least through Friday. Looking at the rainfall estimates, you can see we're not going to tack much more on top of what we've already seen for the valley, about 1/10 to maybe 1/4 of an inch for some areas that see the most amount of rainfall in the valley, but I do expect to see more rain for the coast. And that's going to really include what we're going to see today, where the bulk of the rain is, and then of course going into your Wednesday as well. Forecast snow totals today, well, we're not going to tack on a whole lot on top of what we've already seen. We almost saw 2 feet of snow in the last 24 hours out at the ski park, but we probably won't see that much more. over the next few days. We're not going to tack much more on there after Tuesday, but by Wednesday, it is picking up on the potential for at least maybe some rain-snow mix around Weaverville and Hayfork, but most likely not going to see any accumulation there. We could see some light accumulating snow out towards Mount Shasta City, not to mention Bernie and Chester and Quincy and maybe off to the north and east. But overall, we're just not expected to see a ton of rain, or snow that is. All right, let's talk about the winds because, of course, as you know, they were very gusty, 50, 60 miles per hour. Some areas seeing higher gusts than that, depending on where you are. We go through the afternoon today, and you can see overall the winds are starting to subside, but still breezy, even at 5 o'clock this evening, and in particular still for Shasta, central Siskiyou County and Shasta Valley. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you're heading up I-5, it'll probably still be pretty gusty up there. Then we take you into Monday night, and those winds should really start to subside and should no longer really be a factor by the time we do get into your Tuesday. All right, there's a look at Futurecast, and we're going to take you into your Thursday. You see how we're seeing a bit of a break here. As we take you into Friday, a little bit of a break as well, maybe some snow off to the north. Bottom line is this, the long-range forecast models are disagreeing around Thursday, Friday, as far as chances for rain. So I'm going to keep the chance in there, especially for Friday, and then it looks like it should dry out for your weekend with high pressure building in, giving us warmer temperatures. But then it looks like by the beginning of next week, another weak disturbance passing to our north, which may break down at that ridge of high pressure. But bottom line, we just don't see a lot of rain in the forecast since what we've seen here over this past weekend. Looking at your wave heights, and there you can see they are about 14 feet, so they are going to drop a little bit here as we take you into your Tuesday, around 11 to 12 feet. All right, let's take a look at your forecast for today, and looking at those temperatures should get somewhere in the mid-50s for most of it's in the valley, low 40s for the mountains, mid-40s Trinity County, and low to mid-50s here inland and along the coast. Here's a look at your 7-day outlook, and we'll start off with Mount Shasta, Alturas, and Susanville. So I've got it dry on Tuesday, but again, keep in mind there may be some morning flurries here around Mount Shasta, and Alturas and Susanville most likely dry most of the day tomorrow. As we go into your Wednesday, we've got another round of possibility for some snow, and then maybe even into your Friday as well before we do dry things out by your Saturday and Sunday. Now for the valley, there are going to be some scattered showers out there, maybe even a few isolated thunderstorms to the south around Glenn and Butte County, but we can't rule out maybe an isolated thunderstorm for Redding or Red Bluff either. And then, of course, as we go into Tuesday, mainly dry, then maybe more showers for your Wednesday, and then maybe more coming in for your Friday as well with dry conditions over the weekend. Looking at your 7-day outlook for the coast and for Weaverville and inland, there you can see, of course, the showers today. Snow levels around 4,000 feet, so still fairly high. By Tuesday, I'm expecting mainly dry conditions, more showers, especially for the coast on Wednesday. And then as we go into your Thursday, it does look dry again with maybe another chance for Friday, and then drying out for your Saturday and Sunday.